Good day, everyone. After 3 weeks home, I'm back at my apartment, ready to hit the books again. I just thought I'd update you guys on what's happening and what will be happening, school-wise and video-wise and etc. I had an awesome Christmas break. I had an awesome time home. I got lots of really cool stuff for Christmas. You guys have already seen a couple of the things I got, but there's a few more to go. And let me tell you, you guys are going to really love some of the stuff I have to show. I've already filmed videos of everything. I will edit them and upload them as I have the time to do so. And in addition, there's a couple other videos to come, stuff that I actually filmed a long time ago. There's supposed to be another analog photography video, which I filmed back in September, and I haven't even finished filming it yet, let alone editing it. And actually, I can't finish it now because some of the stuff I need to finish it's back home. But oh well. As for Christmas break, it was worlds better than the one last year because I actually passed everything this year, including the 2 classes that I had to retake that I failed last year. That's super awesome. Here's my transcript, and take a look at those marks. I love it. It's so nice. Digital Systems, which I got an F in last year, I got a B+, which I'm very happy about. I'll tell you one thing, the exam for this class gave me a little scare. Yet again, it was surprisingly hard. Me and Brandon, we studied our butts off. Like, we studied ourselves sick for this class. Because I knew, and I told him, that we needed to prepare for that exam, and so we did. But despite all our preparation, the exam was surprisingly difficult. Well, actually, probably about half of the questions were just fine, but the other half were a bit challenging. And I was pretty worried coming out of that exam because a couple of the more challenging questions, I couldn't do them at all. Well, I probably could if I had enough time, but I chose not to do them so I could focus my time on the questions I knew I could answer. And then, of course, between the exam and when I got the mark, I thought up like 100 different ways that I could have gotten stuff wrong. And near the end of it, I was actually beginning to accept that I might have failed it again, but I really had no clue. But man, I was so relieved when that mark came in. Electric Circuits got an A. That's no surprise. The exam went awesome. I was hoping to get an A+, but you know what? An A is okay, especially since that's up from a D last year. History, I got an A-. Now, history's kind of interesting. I think I mentioned before it was a take-home exam. And what the exam consisted of was we had 3 weeks from when we got the exam from when we had to submit it online. We had 3 weeks to write 3 essays, 2 1,000-word essays and 1 2,000-word essay. Given all that time, I probably would be able to have gotten everything done, but the thing is, from the first probably week and a half, almost 2 weeks, that I had that exam, I did not do anything on it because I was in the middle of my other exams. So I didn't actually start my history exam until there was probably a little over a week left to do it. And man, that was a bad time. I had a bad time with that. I was up regularly until 6 o'clock in the morning every night working on that, and I'd work on it all day as well. I'd sleep for 4 or 5 hours and then work on it the rest of the day. I'm a pretty slow writer. I'm an excellent writer, so I've been told, and based on my marks, but I'm a very slow writer. And man, I hated doing that exam. Absolutely hated it. I got the 2 1,000-word essays done, but by the time I got to the 2,000-word essay, there was so little time left that I didn't even bother trying to start writing an essay. I just wrote a basic outline. We got individual marks for all 3 essays. For the 2,000-word essays, I made an A on one and an A- on the other. And then on the little 150-word outline I wrote, I actually get a C, which is slightly surprising. So I got an A-, and the prof said that I just barely made it to an A- rather than a B+. But regardless, I'm happy. And then music, I got an A+. No surprise. That class was awesome. Really loved it. That was one of the most enjoyable classes I've taken thus far. So there you go. There's my marks. My cumulative GPA bumped up to a 2.9, up from a 2.7. That's still, in my opinion, a pretty poor GPA. I'm hoping I can keep bumping it up, but you know what? It's alright considering what happened last year. So I'm pretty happy. Now, here's my schedule for this semester. Now, this is subject to minor change, but I'll show you what I got here. So this semester, I'm going to be taking ECE 2722. It's called Circuits and Systems, and it's the successor to ECE 2711, the electric circuits class that I just finished. Man, I'm going to really buckle down for this course because this is reportedly one of the most difficult courses an electrical engineer will take. So I got to really be on my toes for this one. I'll probably get to know the professor really well. And I have it on Mondays, a tutorial on Tuesday, as well as a lab on Tuesday, and a lecture on Wednesday, and a lecture on Friday, so every day except Thursday. Down here, I'm taking TME 3313. It's called Managing Engineering and Information Technology Projects. This is a required course, just once a week from 6:30 to 9:30, looks like. Yep, 6:30 to 9:30. And Brandon took this class, although he didn't have to take it, but I do. And in this class, he's informed me, you actually are assigned with a project. I'm talking like a real electrical engineering oriented project. What Brandon and his group had to, well, I don't know if they had to make it, but at least they chose to make it. They made a remote controlled helicopter, a quadcopter. And then this class over here, just once a week, on Thursday from 7 to 10. This is an elective that I decided to take. I've actually been looking forward to taking this class. MAAC 2797. MAAC means Media, Arts and Culture. The name of the course is Rock and American Popular Music. It's a history of rock music. So I am very interested to see what this class is like. And Brandon's taking it as well, which is nice. And then besides that, I've got 2 history courses, which I'm also taking just to fill in my schedule. But I'm only keeping one. One of them is History 1002. It's called The World Since 1945. Basically a general history of the world in modern times, starting from, I think, the end of World War II. And they talk about the Cold War and stuff like that. And that's on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday in the morning. And then History 1009, which is on Tuesdays and Thursdays. That is called, it's quite a long name, I think it's called Epidemic Diseases from the Middle Ages to the Present. So it's a history of diseases in the world and society's response to them. So yeah, I'm only going to keep one of these. It's a toss-up. I'm just going to go to each one. And by the way, I have like 2 weeks to decide, if I want to drop any courses. It makes no effect on my mark. So I'm just going to go to at least one lecture from each of these history courses and then make the decision to drop one of them. I'm going to keep whichever one seems like it'll involve the least work. I think that's a logical decision. They're just electives I'm taking to fill in my schedule anyway. So yeah, it's a pretty good schedule. Only 2 classes on Monday from 10:30 to 1:30. 2 classes and a lab on Tuesday from 11:30 to 5:30. 3 classes on Wednesday from 10:30 to 9:30. And 2 classes on Thursday from 1 o'clock to 10 o'clock. And then 2 classes on Friday, 10:30 to 1:30. Well, that's it guys. Wish me luck in the new semester, and I'll see you later.